Hey there. The young boy aimed to move the enormous mountain in front of him. He raised his hands and began exerting force, grinning and emitting low growls. This immediately drew the attention of the people in the square. The adults were left speechless, while the children started mocking him, wondering if he had lost his mind. How could a person possibly move a mountain? Just then, the ground started to tremble. The stones beneath the boy's feet began to shake. The boy's older brother attempted to stop him, but it was too late. The boy persisted in his efforts. Suddenly, the ground cracked, and in the distance, the mountain rumbled with a deafening sound. Advertising billboards were shaken loose, and sculptures couldn't withstand the tremors. Goodness, the boy had actually succeeded. How did the young boy manage to do it? And why did he want to move the mountain? Let me tell you the whole story. Edward was renowned for being a tall man in the small town. He was incredibly excited today because his youngest son was born. Edward was taken aback when he first laid eyes on his little son. "Oh my, why is he so small? He's as tiny as a bottle," he exclaimed. The nurse reassured him that the child would grow up. Edward decided to name his son Liam. The father stood at an impressive height of 6 feet 7 inches. Yet his youngest son fell significantly shorter than others. When the little boy was 3 years old, Edward marked a height line on the wall. "Goodness, Liam, why are you so short?" He was at least 11 inches shorter than his older brother had been at the same age. Nevertheless, Edward loved Liam dearly and promised to protect him. Whenever possible, he would let Liam ride on his shoulders. But sometimes, even his protection couldn't prevent accidents. Like the time Liam learned to ride a bike, Edward let go, resulting in a spectacular crash that left Liam with his arm in a cast. In the blink of an eye, Liam turned 8 years old, but he remained thin and short, standing a whole head below his peers. Henry and his gang of kids would often mock and bully him, calling him a dwarf or simply referring to him as the little boy. However, as World War II erupted, every family had to send a male member to join the military. Originally, Edward's eldest son was supposed to go, but he had flat feet and couldn't enlist. Edward had no choice but to go in his son's place. Liam watched his father's departing figure, embracing him tightly and bursting into tears, but it couldn't alter the harsh reality. From then on, Liam became even more isolated, yearning for his father's swift return every day. His older brother carried a heavy burden of guilt, and his temper grew increasingly volatile. After several months of anxious waiting, Edward was finally about to return. Liam purchased the pair of leather shoes that he had long hesitated to buy for his father, along with 2 movie tickets. Everything was prepared, but his father didn't come back. The devastating news arrived: his father had been captured and became a prisoner of the Japanese, held captive in the Philippines. Liam, donning the new shoes he had bought for his father, sat there staring at the photo, lost in thought. His brother sought solace in alcohol to drown his sorrows, while their mother, feeling sympathetic towards Liam, urged his brother to accompany him to watch a magic movie. During the live performance, the magician extended an invitation for a volunteer to come up on stage. Despite lacking confidence, Liam hesitantly raised his hand and was chosen by the magician. Liam, the remarkably short boy, took the stage to assist the magician's performance. The children in the audience began mocking him, urging the shorty to quickly leave the stage, creating an incredibly awkward scene. However, the magician paid no attention to the mockery and instructed Liam to concentrate his energy on using telekinesis to move the bottles on the table. How could telekinesis even be possible? Liam himself couldn't believe it. The laughter and jeering from below grew louder, and Liam was about to bow his head in surrender.
"Do you believe you can do this?"
Liam remembered his father saying the same words. Liam shouted, "I can move this bottle," and began exerting his strength, his teeth audibly grinding. The magician was highly pleased. Then, something magical happened. The bottle actually slid over to Liam's position. The audience in the crowd burst into applause, while Henry seethed with anger. How could a little guy steal the spotlight like that? Liam spent his days contemplating how to bring his father back. Coincidentally, during a visit to the church, the priest shared a story from the Bible. If we have faith as small as a mustard seed, we can move mountains, and if mountains can be moved, then nothing can stand in our way, not even putting an end to this war and bringing our loved ones home. Upon hearing this, Liam had a revelation. So, this was the key to bringing his dad back. He headed straight to the store and retrieved a mustard seed. But things didn't quite go as planned. He accidentally bumped into a Japanese man named Mr. Hashimoto. The young boy held a deep grudge against the Japanese because his father had been captured by them. How could there be Japanese individuals in their small town? Liam sought out his older brother, and together they went to the store, determined to drive Mr. Hashimoto out of town.
The store doesn't serve Japs.
Mr. Hashimoto remained silent, and just as Liam's brother was about to resort to violence, the priest intervened and resolved the situation on Mr. Hashimoto's behalf. The two brothers harbored intense hatred towards the Japanese. One evening, they went to Mr. Hashimoto's house. Liam threw stones, shattering the windows, while his brother attempted to throw a Molotov cocktail, but accidentally set fire to their garden. After all, their small town had its own laws, and Liam's brother ended up in jail. Liam went to the priest, who punished him by assigning him the task of reciting the Bible. Facing the priest, Liam presented the tiny mustard seed, declaring his unwavering faith that could not only move bottles but also mountains, ultimately bringing his father back. The priest asked Liam to demonstrate how to move the bottle. The young boy unexpectedly claimed to have the ability to use telekinesis and move the bottle in front of him. Liam was filled with confidence and raised his hands to exert his strength on the bottle. First attempt, failure. Second attempt, another failure. Third attempt, still no success. Witnessing Liam's sincere effort, the priest was deeply moved. On the fourth attempt, he took the bottle directly and handed it to Liam. Liam was surprised and questioned. "That doesn't count, you moved it." But the priest explained, "Your unwavering determination has affected me. I moved the bottle because you wanted to move it so strongly. That is the power of faith." Liam asked the priest how he could move the mountain, as that was the key to bringing his father back. The priest produced a list and made a special note on it, adding a task: befriend Mr. Hashimoto, the Japanese man. With this new goal in mind, Liam returned home, realizing that completing the items on the list wouldn't be easy for an 8-year-old boy. The young boy yearns to move a mountain weighing over 10,000 tons, with the hope of bringing his father back. The priest instructs him to first complete the tasks on the list, with the most challenging one being befriending Mr. Hashimoto, a Japanese man. However, due to the ongoing war between the United States and Japan, the townspeople harbor strong animosity towards Mr. Hashimoto. Undeterred, Liam resolves to visit Mr. Hashimoto's house and offer a sincere apology. Unfortunately, Mr. Hashimoto coldly rejects Liam's gesture. Undaunted, Liam thinks of bringing something he likes, a soda, as a gift for Mr. Hashimoto. Carrying the soda, Liam approaches him, hoping for success, but to his dismay, Mr. Hashimoto promptly tosses it into the trash. Curious about the situation, Mr. Hashimoto contacts the priest to learn the truth. Eventually, Mr. Hashimoto accepts Liam's invitation and takes him for an enjoyable outing. Filled with fear, Liam initially worries that Mr. Hashimoto may cause him harm, cautioning him against any misconduct. Together, they go out for ice cream. Upon their return, Liam seeks out the priest.
I already finished with the Jap.
However, the priest responds, "You haven't completed the mission." True friendship harbors no hatred. Liam realizes that he cannot accomplish the task alone, and seeks help from his incarcerated brother. Upon seeing the list, Liam's brother becomes furious, viewing befriending their enemies as a betrayal to their family. Dejected, Liam walks out with his head hanging low, only to encounter Henry, who frequently bullies him. Liam takes off running, nearly caught up but rescued by Mr. Hashimoto in his car. Mr. Hashimoto decides to help Liam complete the list. Liam visits a hospitalized patient, and he offers his brother's empty room to a homeless wanderer. Additionally, he knits a small sweater for the soon-to-be-born baby. As the list nears completion, in a small town plagued by bullying, Henry snatches Liam's list, leaving the slight Liam defenseless, and seeking solace from Mr. Hashimoto. Mr. Hashimoto shares a tale of a warrior to inspire Liam, and imparts the wisdom to measure oneself not by the distance from head to ground, but from chin to sky, thus becoming the tallest person in town. Liam confronts Henry, determined to retrieve his list, but Henry tears it in half and forcefully pushes Liam to the ground. This time, Liam doesn't back down. He grabs a toolbox from the ground and swings it directly at Henry's head, sending him sprawling to the ground, leaving the nearby children astonished. Liam reclaims his list and truly befriends Mr. Hashimoto. Upon learning about this, Liam's recently released brother becomes furious, mocking Liam in front of others, challenging him to move the mountain before them. His brother shouts loudly, wanting the people around to witness Liam's humiliation. But Liam is ready to prove himself. The young boy aspires to move the colossal mountain, raising his hands with determination. Exerting all his strength, Liam clenches his teeth, emitting a low growl, immediately capturing the attention of the crowd in the square. The children start to mock him, questioning his sanity, doubting the possibility of a person moving a mountain. Yet, in that very moment, the earth begins to tremble, the stones beneath Liam's feet incessantly quivering. His brother tries to intervene, but it's too late. Liam persists in his efforts, and suddenly, the ground begins to crack, the distant mountain resonating with a thunderous roar. Billboards shaking loose, sculptures toppling over, ceiling lights crashing down in rooms, even the clocks reversing their hands. Liam watches in disbelief. Astonished by his own triumph, the townspeople perceive it as a miracle, some even claiming that the mountain indeed shifted, slightly veering to the right. With many extending congratulations to Liam, the young boy stands before the vast ocean, harnessing his telekinetic powers, determined to bring an end to World War II. But can he truly achieve it? Mr. Hashimoto enlightens him, revealing that on the other side of the ocean lies Japan. And if Japan surrenders, the war will come to an end, and his father will return. From that point on, Liam stands at the ocean's edge every day, directing his power to move mountains towards it. And not a single person in the town mocks him, as Liam has already performed a miraculous feat by moving a mountain, day after day. The crowd gathering to witness the young boy's power to move mountains grows larger, all deeply moved by his spirit. Even his brother no longer attempts to hinder him. Finally, the long-awaited miracle occurs. On that day, as Liam rides his bicycle to the seaside, he is instantly surrounded by the crowd, cheering and shouting, "You've done it, young boy." An elderly lady hands Liam a newspaper, revealing that the United States dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. And Japan has declared its surrender, with the codename of the bomb being Little Boy. The war is over. It seems that Dad will be coming home. Liam rides his bike, raising his hands in excitement. However, upon returning home, his mother pours cold water on his enthusiasm. The young boy applies his force against the mountain, and astonishingly, the mountain moves, while his efforts against the ocean result in Japan's surrender. Even the atomic bomb shares its name, Little Boy. But his father, who joined the military, has yet to return. His mother suggests that the Japanese might have killed his father. Liam descends into the depths of contemplation. He wears a red shirt, matching the color of the atomic bomb, and amidst the ruins, he finds his father's military dog tag. A few days later, the townspeople gather for Edward's funeral, and Liam weeps uncontrollably, his cries unable to be silenced. In the days that follow, Liam continues to sit by the seaside, lost in thought. But the smile has vanished from his face. Just as the family immerses themselves in sorrow, the brother charges to the seaside, scooping up Liam in his arms, leaving Liam utterly bewildered. "You did it, little buddy." It turns out their father did not perish, but was injured, and has been brought back to the local hospital. The family jumps into the car, racing to the hospital. Finally, Liam lays eyes upon his long-awaited father, and the father sets eyes upon the transformed Liam, no longer timid. Liam's first words are, "I brought you the boots you've always wanted." He presents the shoes to his father, who becomes teary-eyed. Edward gently touches his son's face, and they embrace, while Liam's mother and brother approach, forming a close-knit family of four, embracing one another, awaiting nothing but happiness and joy. The film concludes. The film is titled Little Boy. Question of the episode: do you believe Liam actually moved the mountain? Comment 111 if you think it happened. Comment 222 if you believe it didn't happen. Kay is familiar with the story of The Foolish Old Man Moves the Mountains. Little did we know that Liam, too, could move a mountain. Even though it may have coincided with an earthquake, his unwavering spirit serves as an inspiration for us all. This film is highly captivating and comes highly recommended. Remember to give Kay a thumbs up. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to Liam. Until next time, goodbye.